back. And if you take a look at the board right now, you can see Karen has jumped out to a big lead over Bill. Bill, you got to get in this one. Get in this one quickly, or I have a feeling it is the land of parting gifts for you, sir. Here we go. Here's the question. We surveyed 100 bachelors, and we asked them, have you ever phoned a woman for a date, but then suddenly realized you had called the wrong one? How many bachelors admitted they have done that?
Well, I know a couple times that I have called, and it was another person's friend. I got it through a friend of mine's in their phone number, and it wasn't really them. So I think it's going to be still kind of a middle number around 33.
33. Karen, higher or lower?
Oh, I don't know. Bachelors, you know, they like to juggle a lot of girls. And I would think, you know, they get out the little black book and they flip through. It's like, was it Sally? Was it Phyllis? I think it'll be a little higher.
You're going a little bit higher than 33.
A little bit higher.
That's interesting. The actual number of bachelors who have called the wrong woman for a date is 21. It is not higher. It is lower. It is lower. Bill. So, Bill gets a break here. Let's look at the base card. Good card, Jack.
I'll keep that card lower.
This is lower than a jack right now. There is a motorcycle.
Oh, beautiful.
Prize cards I mentioned right at the top of the show. That's a new motorcycle. That goes on Bill's side of the board. Let's replace that and recap the bet here.
Still lower.
Lower than a jack, he says. Here's a 6.
Higher.
Higher than a 6? It is a 6. So that means that, Karen, you get a free shot at the cards right now, and you're working off this 8. And who knows what's going to happen right now?
Lower.
Lower than an 8 for the match, and $500 on her side of the board. No! Ooh, the cards, the cards, the cards. Let's go to our next question, and it is for Karen. Educated guess. Think about this one. How many years ago did the first jet plane fly?
45.
40, right?
Just because I think, I don't know, I've only been flying since 56.
In 56.
No, I'd say 45 years.
You're going 45 years. Right. So I'm pretty sure about that. What do you think, Bill? Higher or lower?
Well, I still think the plane has been around much longer, even the flight itself. So I'm going to go a little bit higher.
A little bit higher than 45. The actual number of years ago the first jet plane flew is 47. It is a little bit higher. It is a little bit higher. Very interesting. I love those educated guess questions. Here's your jack, Bill.
I'm going to keep that jack, and I'm going to go lower.
He says lower than a jack again. Here's a 5.
Higher than the 5.
Higher than a 5. We have a king.
Lower than the king.
Lower than a king. We've got a 4.
Higher than the 4.
He wants to tie it up. He did it. You did what you had to do. You did what you had to do. Wonderful. I thought when she got the free shot at the 8 that you were out the door, but no, you've tied it up right now, and Lacey and Susanna have just jumped right out here right now, and they're going to set up the board for our tiebreaker, and because it is the tiebreaker, of course, we've got a 3-card game, maximum of 3 questions right now. Bill, question is for you, sir. We surveyed 100 newlywed men who are over the age of 65, and we asked them, did you kiss your wife on the first date? How many newlywed senior citizen men said they did kiss their wife on the first date?
Well, I think men are men, and I know I kissed my wife on the first date, and I'm not 65, but I still think it's going to be a very high number. And I'm going to go with 61.
61. Higher or lower, Karen?
Well, I would think that, you know, the older people are sometimes a little more conservative, and they might like to court people like they did when they were younger. So I'm going to say that number is just a little bit lower.
A little bit lower.
Yeah.
I'm going higher than 61. I'm going higher. The actual number of newlywed senior citizen men who kissed their wife on the first date is 67. It is higher. Woo! It is. I think Bill summed it up when he said men are men. Okay. Bill, here's your card. Tell me what you want to do. It is a 4.
Oh, I'm going to keep that card. I'm going to go higher.
He says higher than a 4. It is a 10.
And 10, I'm going to go lower.
He's going for it.
He
says lower than a 10 for the motorcycle and the match. No! So, Karen gets a free shot at the cards and must play from this card. It is a 6.
I'll go higher.
Higher than a 6?
Higher than a 6.
It is a 3. Ooh, nasty card. Don't they know it's Christmas? Don't these cards realize that it's the holiday season? Let's go on right now. This is a question for you, Karen. We surveyed 100 single women, and we asked them, have you ever ended up hating a man you once loved? How many single women said they have ended up hating a man they once loved?
Well, based on experience here, I have to say I have one of those in my past. I'd say that'd probably be a pretty high number, probably about 65.
65. Bill, higher or lower?
Well, I know a couple times that I've gone out and we've had some bitter fights and whatever, and we ended in bad notes, but I still think it's going to be a little bit lower.
A little bit lower than 65. The crowd is in it now. The actual number of single women who have ended up hating a man they once loved is 45. It is lower. It is lower. Here we go, Bill.
I'm going to keep that card again. I'm going to go higher.
Higher than a 4? It is a 3. Wow. Tough cards. Karen.
Well, I'm going to have to still go higher.
She says higher than a 6. It is a 4. Can you believe this? Listen, we're going to try and sort out our own problems right here with these cards. Right after this commercial message, we're going to be back with sudden death.